So our backend is complete. Let's check all the endpoints whether they are working or not. Let me run the backend. So backend is working. Now let's hit the request one by one. So let's first create a new user. Let's say Sigma. Any username will work. So let's say Brains. No, let's say GitHub Universe. Password, let it be P. So we will be getting sending the request to this route and this endpoint, and like we will be creating a new user. So first let's check what users are there. So initially, like we have these 4 users, 5 users. So let's send the request, and we are getting the user ID as JWT token. User is created. We will see this later on, like how can we use in local storage and stuff. Let's check the DB whether the user is created or not. So new user created with this ID, and during the sign up, we are assigning some initial balance to. So where is it? Sign up, sign up, sign up. Yeah, here, like we are assigning some balance to. So let's check. So this user has 66B0. Let's refresh here, and yeah, 66B0. This user have this balance. All right. So uh, now let's do the sign in. For sign in, like we will need a username and password. So if the sign in route is working, we will get the correct new JWT here. Let's sign in. Yes, we have the new JWT. Let me copy for the user operations. So now let's say this user wants to update his details in database. So like currently his name is GitHub Universe and password is this. So let's say I want to update the details for this user. So first we need to like send the correct JWT for this user so that he can perform the operations. Yep. Now let's change his first name to Nobita and last name to Doraemon. Doraemon. Yeah. So let's send the request. We can change password too, but for time's sake, we don't want. So now this user's details got updated. Let's refresh. Yes. So this user's details got updated. Doraemon as his first and last name. Now we can this user can filter users too. So let me put the correct JWT here also for this user only. Yes. So now like if this user want to filter, like check what all the user we have in database. So let's hit the request. So this is giving me all the users, right? So see here, like we have 2 users name which have first name as Tanjiro, but their last names are different. So if I want to search via first name or last name, I can apply filter to as a query parameter. Let's search for Tanjiro. I can put whole name or the initials. So we have 2 users who have first name as Tanjiro. So it's giving first 2 users. Let's say if I want to search via last name, let's say Do. So I should ideally get only 1 user. I'm getting correct one. And if I search for another one, I'm getting this another user. Let's search for friends. I'm getting the correct user. So the filter route is also working. Now, let's say we want to check the balance for this user, which we have just created. And he, like if I see in account here, he have the initial balance as this one. So if I hit this route, so firstly, like I have to sign in with correct JWT. So this is basically mimicking. So let's check if the balance is getting correctly reflected. Yes, so balance is correctly reflected. Now, let's say this user wants to send some amount to this user. All right. So let's check the account. Just refresh. And let's say he wants to send 5,000 to this user. So we will need his, his user ID, which is this one. This user ID I just copied, and I will be sending it here to mimic. Like this user, we want to send some amount. How much amount? 5,000. I have replaced the JWT to mimic this user have signed in. Let's do the transaction. So if we do the transaction, this balance will decrease by 5 and increase by 5 here. So insufficient balance. So why? So our middleware auth is working here, and so let's check like if I have the correct JWT assigned here or not. Oh, I have like didn't send the correct JWT here. So let's send the correct JWT for this user only. Now if I hit the request, transaction is successful. And if I see the amount which was initially this for this, now if I hit request, it got decreased by 5,000 rupees. And if I refresh here, this balance will increase by 5, and this, as we saw, is updated. Yes, so our transfer route is also working, and also we have some like see like I guess I have put this JWT here initially, that's why the balance was less, so it gave us the correct middleware thingy. So yeah, everything is working fine.